Hi, I'm Kirby Allison, and in today's Q&A video, I'm going to answer your questions about shoe care. Now, one of my favorite videos to film on this channel are our Q&A videos because they give me an opportunity to answer the questions that you're asking through our comments in greater detail. Now, I take the opportunity to read as many of those comments as possible and try to respond to as many as I can, but unfortunately, these days I don't get to as many as I would like. So in today's Q&A video, I'm gonna take your questions and answer them in greater depth. In today's video, I'm smoking a 2014 Bolivar Royal Corona. It's one of my favorite cigars. It's one of my daily smokes. This box has been resting patiently away in my humidor just right back here. And with 8 years of age, I can say is smoking absolutely brilliantly. So one of my great enjoyments. And so I'm going to enjoy this cigar while we discuss your questions in this YouTube video. So our first question is from a DAAUB. It reads, I used the renovating cream to fill a leather crack. Unfortunately, I got some of the product on the shoe outside the crack. How do I remove the excess? Thank you. Well, the Renovating Repair Cream is a resin and pigment-based product that really is exceptional at filling in deep gouges and scratches. Now, any type of minor scuffing or scratching that really is superficial just on the surface of the leather itself can really easily be concealed just through normal cream polishes. But if you have something deeper that really is more of a gouge or a deep scratch, you really do need to fill it with something so that you can then polish over that and really kind of blend that in so that it is not as noticeable. Now, the Renovating Repair Cream is exceptional for this. It's basically a pigment and a resin combined together, and the resin dries to help you fill those deeper cracks and scratches. Now, my recommendation for how to apply this is to simply apply it using your finger very delicately. It's difficult to avoid getting a little bit outside of that crack, and if you do, it's okay. But if you go too far outside of that, you can easily remove it using a product called the Saphir Reno-Mat. Now, the Saphir Reno-Mat is a little bit more of a stronger cleaner. It helps pull off pigment, resins, really anything that's been placed on top of the original leather. It's certainly stronger than a leather cleaning soap and is a great product to have in your shoe care kit for that more occasional deep cleaning and certainly emergencies like this. So take a look at that. The Saphir Reno-Mat, of course, we have it available here online at kirbyallison.com. Our next question is from Eric Latiak, and it is from our How to Condition Leather Shoes video. It reads, will leather conditioner still work if there is a little bit of polish on the shoe, or does the polish have to be completely removed? So this is a great question and another one that we receive quite frequently through our customer service and here on this channel. And the short answer is no, if you're using the Saphir Médaille d'Or products. The Saphir Médaille d'Or is such a high quality that it's not completely sealing off the leather. That is, in fact, one of its features. It doesn't have any silicones or any other products that would effectively seal the leather off. And so as you wear a pair of shoes, you know, those waxes are going to wear off gradually. And so anytime you go to reapply a cream or a wax polish, you don't necessarily have to pull it all off. One of the other benefits of the Saphir Pomadir cream polish and a Saphir wax polish is that they both contain solvents in it. Now, the solvents serve multiple roles, one being they actually dissolve the hard waxes in the cream and wax polishes, and that's what allows you to apply them to the leather. But they also, as solvents, are really good at pulling off and, I guess, loosening old wax deposits that occur on the leather. So as you're applying a new cream polish to the shoe, the solvents, the same solvents that are softening the waxes in the cream jar, will help re-soften those waxes that were previously on top of the leather. So it's really not necessary to use a leather cleaning soap or even a Reno-Mat every single time you go to shine a pair of shoes. Simply reapply your cream or wax polish and buff it off, and you'll have another great shine. Another question that we receive quite often, may be in these questions, may not, is how often should I shine my shoes? And really the short answer, there's no hard or fast rule, is that you should shine your shoes as often as they look like they need to be shined. And now that may seem overly simple, but the reality is that a really high quality leather in a lot of ways speaks to you and will tell you when it needs to be shined. You can see it either through discoloration, or it might look dry, or it might just not have a beautiful shine on it. So if you look at a pair of shoes and you think that they might need a shine, just go ahead and shine them. I often find that sometimes I'm far too reluctant to shine my shoes as often as I should. Every single time I shine a pair of shoes, I'm so thankful I did it afterwards. And don't overcomplicate the process in a way that would reduce the frequency with which you shine your shoes. Even if it's just as simple as applying a cream polish and buffing it off with a horsehair brush, it has a significant impact on the overall look of the shoe. You don't have to go for a mirror shine every single time you're shining a shoe. Just touching things up with a little bit of cream polish can really go a long way. Our next question is from a MH Arman Chic, and it is from our Bespoke Shoemaking with Dominic Casey video. And it reads, I have a question, sir. What is the basic difference between leather lotion and shoe cream? Is there any need to buy leather lotion if I have a shoe cream? So this is another great question. One of the things I love about Saphir Médaille d'Or is how it's really a complete system. It took what, in America at least, Shoe Care was just previously a tin of wax polish, kiwi wax polish, and has really just broadened that to include more products to enable better total care of leather dress shoes. Now there are three fundamental, I guess, categories of products, if you will, that you would use regularly on a pair of shoes: conditioners, pigmented cream polishes, and hard wax polishes. So a conditioner being like a leather lotion, like a Saphir Renovateur. Pigmented cream polish being like the Saphir Pomadir cream polish. It's available, I think, in like 15 or 18 different colors. And then a hard wax polish like the Pat Deluxe that is going to allow you to use those hard waxes to really elevate the shine. Now, one of the things that I love about a good cream polish, and the Saphir Pomadir cream polish is amongst the best in the world, is that it is going to nourish and condition the leather in addition to providing pigments and a nice soft shine. So you don't necessarily need to use a conditioner in addition to a Pomadir cream polish, because a Pomadir cream polish is so high quality, it's going to do a great job conditioning that leather also. Now, if you want to provide extra deep conditioning, using a product like the Saphir Renovateur or a leather lotion, of course, is going to hydrate that leather even more intensely. And that is a good thing because you want to keep your leather well hydrated. It keeps it soft, it prevents cracking, and just makes the leather look healthy and great. So I certainly recommend using all three if you have the time to do it. If you are in a rush, use a pigmented cream polish, and that does the trick also. But if you have the time, I would recommend using a Saphir Renovateur. Allow that to sit on the shoe, provide that conditioning, buff it off, use a pigmented cream polish, which is going to help recolor, smooth the finish out, conceal any scuffs or scratches, and then that final touch, that wax polish, is going to provide you that beautiful shine. So another great question, and thank you for asking that on our comments. Our next question is from Herb Greenwood, and it is on our How to Condition Leather Shoes video, and it reads, Hi Mr. Kirby, this was really interesting to examine which Saphir product to buy for my vintage shoe collection. What would you recommend to nourish very fine vintage 1970s and 1980s leather found on women's designer shoes? Thank you. Well, this is a really interesting question for multiple reasons. One, it's talking about vintage leather, and second, women's shoes. And so there are certainly some additional considerations to take into account when shining women's shoes. Now, a lot of women's shoes, like a Chanel pump, have a beautiful leather that is unwaxed. And what I mean by unwaxed, if you look or actually run your fingers across the surface of the leather, there's simply no waxes on top of it. What that allows is for that really soft, natural leather feel to be retained. Now, if you were to shine a pair of shoes like that with a product like the Saphir Pomadir cream polish that has waxes, it will change the surface texture of those shoes and provide a little bit of a shine. A lot of women's shoes are really hallmarked by that soft matte finish. They're not particularly shiny like a pair of men's dress shoes. And if that is something you're looking to retain, I would recommend a product called the Saphir Napa Leather Balm. Now, what's unique about the Napa Leather Balm is that it doesn't contain any waxes. So it still provides the deep nourishing and conditioning of the leather that you're going to want to provide, especially for an older pair of shoes, to keep that leather soft, supple, and healthy. But it doesn't contain any waxes that in any way will alter that surface texture. So without actually seeing the pair of shoes in question here, that is what I would recommend. Now, if you're looking to provide a little bit of a shine, of course, you can use a product like the Saphir Renovateur. We call it kind of liquid gold on this channel because it is such an effective conditioner. And if you have a pair of older shoes where the leather looks like it's really dried out, you can apply that onto the leather and allow it to sit overnight to give the leather extra time to really absorb those nutrients into the leather itself before you buff it off with something like a horsehair brush. So I hope this answers your question. They sound like beautiful shoes, and I'm envious of any collection of vintage shoes. Our next question is from Carlos Cardenas, and this is from our daily suede shoe care, how to use a suede cleaning brush video. It reads, can I use Saphir Renovateur on suede boots? So this is another great question. Now, the Saphir Renovateur, if you're referring to the cream polish, is not something that I would want to use on suede. At the moment that you apply any type of cream product or even a wax product to suede, you're going to completely ruin that nap of suede that makes suede so unique and special. So I wouldn't recommend any traditional products meant for smooth leather for suede. But rest assured, we have an entire collection of absolutely fantastic Saphir products for the care of suede. And we've got a lot of videos on this channel detailing how to properly care for suede shoes. Now, one of the things that I love about suede is that it is so easy to care for suede. It is easier to care for suede than it is a traditional smooth leather dress shoe. And there's just a lot of misinformation about how to do that properly. But if you follow the advice in our tutorials, you'll soon and very quickly realize that suede is exceptionally easy to care for. And when cared for properly, a pair of suede shoes can last an exceptionally long time. One of the other things I love about suede shoes is that you don't have to worry about scuffing or scratching. It is a very durable material that makes it exceptional for travel, or in my case, for spending time around my children. If someone were to step square on your suede shoes, it wouldn't ruin them in the same way that you might have to worry about something like that ruining a pair of leather dress shoes. So if you don't own suede shoes and have been reluctant to buy dress shoes because you think they're difficult to care for, I would encourage you to take a look at our videos and take a look at the Saphir products that we sell for suede care. Now, there is a product that is very unique to Saphir that is exceptional for suede care, and this may be what you're talking about, and that is the Suede Renovating and Recolorant Spray. Now, this is an aerosol that you actually spray onto the suede itself, and it contains an almond oil that nourishes and conditions the suede. And as far as I know, it's the only suede conditioner out there on the market. Of course, just another testament to Saphir's leadership in the shoe care segment. So this is a great product, and really, next to the Saphir Omni Net and Yacht, which is a suede shampoo, really a must-have. The other thing that's nice about the Suede Renovating Spray is that it comes in various colors. I think there's 3 or 4 different colors: black, light brown, medium brown, and neutral. And what this allows you to do is that those pigments, which are very transparent, allow you to kind of fill back in that background color and just provide a little bit of a bump to the color saturation of the suede itself. One of the things that happens with suede over time is it can begin to fade a little bit, and these pigments are exceptional at just helping reverse that process a little bit, so take a look at those. Another point is that these Suede Renovating sprays also provide conditioning, as I spoke about earlier, but also some light waterproofing. So it's not essential that you use a product like the Saphir Super Invulner, which is specifically for waterproofing, on top of that Suede Renovating Spray. Now, you can do it. It'll provide additional waterproofing protection, but it's not essential because the Suede Renovating Spray also has some waterproofing properties. Next up, we have a question on how to launder sweaters, a knitwear video. This is from a Robert Schneider. It says, Kirby, I found your excellent videos on caring for suede sneakers. Spring will be here soon, and my leather sneakers will be pulled out of winter storage. I can't find a video on caring for leather sneakers. Can you do one? So this isn't specifically about suede, but we'll answer this question anyway. Now, sneaker care really is a little bit different than traditional leather dress shoe care. Depending on how the sneakers are made, if they're suede sneakers, you can use all the suede care products that we spoke about in this video. But if they're leather sneakers, I would recommend a product like the Saphir Renovateur, right? It's going to condition, provide a nice soft shine. Those waxes will provide a little bit of protection. You can also use a product like the Saphir Pomadir Cream Polish. Again, it'll help provide pigmentation to that leather to help recolor. And those are great products to use on suede sneakers. And Robert, I would encourage you to take a look at those. So there we have it, our Q&A video. Thank you for all the questions that you ask on this channel. Of course, as I mentioned earlier, I try to get back to as many of those as possible. But if you have specific shoe care questions, don't hesitate to reach out to our customer service. One of the benefits of shopping with KirbyAllison.com versus a site like Amazon, of course, is access to our customer service team, which is able to answer all of your shoe care questions. If you're asking us questions, of course, I would say make sure you buy from KirbyAllison.com. We don't sell on Amazon, and it's one of the ways to support these videos and our customer service team to ensure that we're available to answer those questions. If you haven't visited KirbyAllison.com, please take a moment to do so. Of course, it's the best way to support this channel. There you'll find the largest collection of luxury garment care and luxury shoe care accessories in the world, as well as other great clothing accessories for the well-dressed, like this beautiful sovereign grade basket weave tie I'm wearing today, braces, pocket squares, collar stays, shaving creams, fragrances, socks, and so much more. We'll really have an exceptional and very large catalog of products for the well-dressed. But another way and a new way to support this channel and the content that we film is either by subscribing as a YouTube member or by joining our Patreon, which will go 100% to supporting our travel content as we travel the world, exploring the world of quality, craftsmanship, and tradition. Of course, I'm Kirby Allison, and I love to help the well-dressed acquire and care for their wardrobes while exploring the world of quality, craftsmanship, and tradition. Thanks for watching.